Hello, welcome to Always Yarn First. I'm Lindsay and I am a knitter, crocheter, and spinner from Central Arkansas. I work at Arkansas Yarn Co. and I am a virtual assistant. Welcome in. To stay updated to my latest yarn adventures, you can follow me on Instagram and Ravelry as Always Yarn First. Welcome everyone. You're probably gonna hear my cat meow because just got home. It's about 7:30 at night and my cat is crying to go out. So sorry about the sounds. This is episode 107. If you are new here, welcome in. Thank you for stopping by. I hope there is something that you will stick around, you enjoy. I do a traditional podcast style. And before my love of yarn was my love of music, so I name every single episode after a song title that I find appropriate for my life or crafting or whatever it is. So this week's episode is Cool by Gwen Stefani. I do have a Spotify playlist that is linked below that you can follow all of my episode titles. All right, also I am a KnitPicks ambassador. I have a discount code for 15% off your purchase that is below if you'd like to use it. Okay, so this week I do have a couple of finished objects. I have new cast-ons and I have whips, acquisitions, and a little bit of like what I want to get on my needles. So that'll be at the end. All right, so let's get into finished objects. It is, by the way, let's see, what is the date today? It is Wednesday, March 11th. Like I said, 7:30 at night, so a little bit later in the day. All right, all three of my finished objects are washcloths. So I think the last one that was on my needles that I was almost done with, the last podcast, was this one. Again, sorry about the cat noises. This is Dot's dishcloth. I am working through, KnitPicks has 52 weeks of dishcloths. They're all free patterns. I think most are knit, but I think there's gonna be some crochet because I've already seen one that is crochet. But this is a knit one. It's called Dots. It is on Ravelry also, you can find it there. So I do have a project page and I'm just going through my cotton scraps. So this one was a Queensland Cotton. And then the other two you're gonna see are Dishy. So the next one I finished was another KnitPicks pattern. And this one was called The Picnic. I thought it'd be fun to use this variegated yarn for that one. So this is the Picnic Dishcloth by KnitPicks. Again, this is using Dishy from KnitPicks. I like these KnitPicks ones because they're nice and big. And then I'm also working through Garlene, who is the kitchen sink. If you sign up for her newsletter, she sends you a free dishcloth each month. And so I finished the February one. And this is called the Hannah Swenson dishcloth. So this one's a bit smaller than those other ones. This was a fun one. And I believe this one was also a Dishy, yeah, color. I can tell by how the yarn is caked if it's a Queensland or a Dishy in my stash. So yeah, 3 dishcloths. So I have finished 2 from Garlene, January and February. So I just need to work on March. And then I have worked all 4 weeks. I've worked the first 4 weeks of the KnitPicks 52 weeks of dishcloth. So I have a little catching up to do, whether I do them all or not, whatever. I have gotten my mojo back. So for those that have been here before, the dishcloths were kind of the only thing I wanted to work on. So I don't have another dishcloth on my needles or hooks yet, but there will be more. But I have picked up some of my other projects again. So that is all my finished objects. So let's talk about what I cast on. I cast on 2 things that are the same types of things, but not dishcloths. I cast on 2 different pairs of socks. and I finished a sock. So here is the sock I finished. I just did a helical sock, so there's not really a pattern for it. The yarn I used, I don't know, the sparkle's kind of coming through right there. But this is all Arkansas Yarn Co. Yummy Sparkle. And the wedding cake is the white. And then the color you're seeing is the Natty colorway. And for those of you watching, no, we don't have any more at the store. This was a colorway that we had exclusive to Natalie from Natty visiting us 2 years ago. But I had bought a skein then, and I knew I wanted to make helical socks, and that's how long it took me to finally cast one on. So to do this, I cast on a top down on this one. I did ribbing, and then I cast on, I did one round of knitting after the ribbing, and then I started with my color. So let's say main color and contrasting color. So I did one round of knitting after this, and then I started with my contrast color, and then I did a helical knit. So what that entails is I knit around with the contrasting color. When I'm 3 stitches away from meeting the tail of that main color that I left there, I put down the contrasting color, slip those 3 stitches from the left needle to the right needle, and so now I have the tail of the main color on my last stitch on the right needle, and I knit around with that. So you're constantly moving your beginning of round. So for this sock, I was knitting on a 9-inch circular. So I only had my beginning of round marker. So I cast on top down for a reason with this helical sock, because this is actually the first one I've done. But I do a short row heel. So I basically wanted to get as much leg length as I could where naturally the helical would stop and I could use the main color for this. So basically all I did is that helical knitting all the way around, all the way around, all the way around until I would have naturally picked up that main color again to start my beginning of round, which was right here. At that point, I did my short row heel. I did my whole short row heel because I would have been knitting around with that main color. Instead, I just knit the whole short row heel, and then I knit around as if I would have right then, and picked up in helical again that contrasting color. So it was very easy to do, and it just gives, it's kind of hard to see in this lighting. That's a little better. It's just the Nitty Natty is very light. I really love it with the wedding cake. So I have not cast on the second one yet, which I need to do that quick because usually I have a rule. I don't have a problem with second sock syndrome as long as I cast on right away. But we had our sock guild in store for the first Saturday, which was last Saturday. And I was trying to get something for show and tell. So I finished this sock Friday night and I didn't have time to cast on the second one yet. So I really need to do that because then I will start it and finish it. But that is the first sock I cast on. Again, no pattern with that. I just helical knit with a shadow wrap heel. The second sock I knit, I'm again kind of not, at least I'm not doing a pattern yet. This one I started toe up. This one we had finished, well, I should say, Lori had finished dyeing the Sock Yarn Society colorway for March, and it was gorgeous. And so I got one of those skeins, and it was a good thing because that night I was going to the movies with Anna, my coworker. And I'm like, okay, good, because I don't have a vanilla project to work. So this one I cast on toe up. This is the March colorway, all caked up. This one is called Meadow. And I don't have the mini that came with it in here. It's somewhere. But I cast on toe up. So that's how it's color pooling on one side. Here's the other side. I do a Turkish cast on, and now I'm just knitting my foot. And because you need like a magic loop to start a Turkish cast on, I've just kept it on magic loop. I do have a 9-inch circ in here that I'll probably switch it to. yeah, not much to see, just a vanilla sock right now. So yeah, but I love, love, love this colorway. Of course it is blues, which is my favorite. So that is both of my cast-ons. Okay, let's talk about whips. And it's gonna be the same three you've seen over and over. I have talked about before that I'm trying to do like a fiber focus for the year, which is picking essentially 2 projects I really want to gravitate toward. Not that they have to be done that month or anything like that. I just want to make sure to pick up those projects. So the first one, whip that I'm going to show that you've seen for a while, that is on one of my things. I do want to get this done because this is in a bag that Terry made some for the shop. This is my changing staircases. This is where I was supposed to have a race with Anna in February. Did not finish it, lost my mojo. Then I didn't really pick it up, so I have picked it back up. And I don't even see, did I take off the stitch marker? I surely wasn't down this far. So I've lost the stitch marker, so who knows where I was. But anyway, this is, I believe, the November Sock Yarn Society Club colorway in Yummy Sparkle. So it is almost done. I think I just started another stockinette section, and I believe I have one more lace section. So the stockinette that I'm on is supposed to be the last one. I think there's a little bit like finishing, but if I'm correct, it's this, then the lace, and then like the finishing rows. So I'm almost there. I want to get this done just to get it off my needles. But this is the Changing Staircases by Trysten Molina, who is Dragon Horde Yarn or Dragon Horde Design. Yes, November SYS 2025 Club colorway. 1 skein of yarn, beautiful, nice crescent, easy. This is a free pattern. Each little section is 10 rows. That's why I am using my twice-shirred sheep counter. Every time I get to the right side, which you're looking at, I put it on what row I'm on. And so once I put this on row 9, then I know on the purl side, that's the last row. That's where you do the little staircase climb where you get rid of a couple of stitches. So it will need to be blocked out aggressively to kind of show that, plus the lace. I am very happy with the colorway that I've chosen for this pattern. So yeah, hopefully next podcast it will be finished. All right, the next one, again, you've seen forever. I should make this my other fiber focus, because I mean, you guys have been seeing this forever. The problem is it's been my car knitting. Now you can see I have made progress. Here's my stitch marker. It is a sunflower. This is the Textured Shale, another free pattern. Beautiful lace pattern by my friend Christine Derks, who is Treasure Goddess yarn. And I am using Emma's yarn in the colorway Saltwater Taffy. Let's see how long this is on me now. I mean, really, it is plenty long enough for a scarf. I'll show you how much yarn I have left. So I could finish this month. Like maybe I should just kind of go as long as I can get. And then wherever I'm at the beginning of the last week of the month, just bind it off, because it's plenty long enough for its purpose. But I would like to use as much yarn as I can, because I already have a giant bin of fingering weight scraps. It's a bit ridiculous. but I love this colorway. It's like very neutral with just little pops of blue in there. Yeah, love it. So again, hopefully this will be finished next time you see me. Excellent. Oh, and this is in a bag by Kelly E. McD. All right, the last whip I have is in, I kind of downsized because it hasn't gotten overly big yet. I'm using this awesome bag I got from the Sexy Knitter. It was a mystery bag filled with goodies when I got it at DFW. And this is my Jovis duster, which is a test knit. So where I am at with this was a test knit supposed to be done at the end of March. As soon as I got in my funk, and I mean, knowing that this is a duster, a very long project, I knew that there was just no way I was going to get it done. So I emailed Devin immediately and I said, I am so sorry. I, had good intentions, but things happened. I am definitely not going to make it. I'm happy to pay for the pattern. And she just basically said, no worries, get as far as you get, and then let me know your thoughts on the pattern. So I'm still working on it, but not as a test knit deadline anymore. Thankfully, my mojo did come back. I'm not going to finish it, but it is connected. So here it is. All connected. So I got the pieces there, and I had my two little triangles that were up here. You basically had to connect those together, which is crazy, but I'm loving the texture. It's lovely, and the texture inside is lovely too. And there's not as much purling as you think, even with this knit flat. It's actually really enjoyable to work on. So now that I'm past the arms, I'm enjoying this again. I don't have to think about it. It's very, very easy to work on. I'm loving the yarn. This was the first time I tried this yarn. This is KnitPicks You and Billy. I threw at you. It's DK weight. It is 75% merino, 25% kid mohair. I'm very much enjoying the yarn. I love the feel on my hands. I love the twist, and I love the stitch definition it is making on the project. It is really, really good. Yeah. It is, I am nothing but good things. Nothing but good things. I am very excited to have this, and when I finish this as a duster, it will be a big accomplishment for me. And this also is going to have pockets, which I have never done before, so that's super exciting that will be a first time thing for me. But I'm happy with it. I love this color too. This color, I didn't say what it was. It just says, oh, Blue Lagoon, color 0785. I finally finished my first skein. I bought 10 skeins of this, so that shows you how much more knitting I have to go. I have a long way. You guys are gonna be seeing this for a while. But this is quite a bit of progress since you've last seen it in little bitty pieces. And I'm wearing, I have the matching kind of Spirited Away guys on my needles, because it had to be. That is what I've been making. So I've been making again, which is very good. Yeah, that's all I've been making. I haven't really been spinning, but let's talk about future makes, and then we'll go into show acquisitions. All right, so future things on my needles. One, when I finished the last dishcloth, I did get the next one ready. So I'll show you that one. That is Bouquet of Bows. This is KnitPicks. And I'm gonna use this one from my stash. This is Conch. So I have the needles, the yarn, the pattern ready to go. And then a pattern I've kind of fallen in love with. Don't know if it's gonna go on my needles soon, but I want it to go on my needles soon, is this one. It is so my style. I love the side stripes and just like the little one stripe up there. I love this so much. This is by Poison Girls. And she no longer has her patterns on Ravelry, so you have to go to her website to get this pattern. And it's Girls, G-R-R-L-S, Poison Girls. She has like rockabilly style, older style garments. They're so good. American football tee. I really, really want to work on this because I love it so much. And it is in a DK weight yarn. So I need to like search my stash to see if I have anything appropriate for that. And then the last thing that's gonna go on my needles, which I don't have the pattern right here, but is our yarn crawl garment. Every year when we have the Arkansas Yarn Crawl, our shop, Arkansas Yarn Co., picks out a garment with your help, with our customers' help, picks out a garment that we all make for the crawl. And then each Saturday of the crawl at noon, everyone gathers and we take a picture of everybody who made it, all looking different, you know, they're different colors, styles, whatever they have. So this year the garment is the Light Bright or the Extra Light Bright by Wool and Pine. The Light Bright is a DK weight and the Extra Light Bright is a fingering weight. And I think in both of their samples, they choose 5 colors. It is color work in the sense that you're doing a very gradual fade if you do it how they show in the pattern. And what I mean by gradual fade is you start off with a couple of stitches in your round of color 2. Then you go back to color 1, you know, and then you do a couple more stitches. And they have all that mapped out like in the pattern how to do that, but you can choose to do that or not do that. It just depends what you like, but they have the math in there depending on your colors, how many you want to do a gradual fade together. So I am going to try to mostly work from my fingering weight stash. A fingering weight garment for that sounds overwhelming for me right now. I would like to do the DK weight one. So what I might do is actually tomorrow when I go to work, I'm gonna take the yarn I picked for my stash that kind of have similar-ish colors that could go in a fade. I put them all in a big bag and I'm gonna take them to work, and I'm thinking about maybe holding it with another fingering weight throughout. So it'll be marled faded, if that makes sense. Just so then I can knit it as a DK weight garment and it'll go way faster for me. Cause I love the pattern and I've had both of those patterns in my favorites for a while, but for right now, I just don't want to make it. I'll admit it, I just don't want to make it. But I like being included, and we have so many customers that come in and they like making it with us. So we're having a cast on party this Saturday from 1 to 4. And so if you're semi-local and you would like to cast on, you can come in, we can help you pick out your colors, anything like that, walk through the pattern with you, help you out to what you need to get started. So my goal is, because I work Saturday, I am teaching a brioche class in the morning, but in the afternoon I plan to, you know, also work on that garment. So I need to figure out what I'm doing this week. All right, so that is future, hopefully on my needles things. So the last section of today is acquisitions. So I have a few. First of all, and what will be my new dishcloth, I have in this new bag, again, Terry made a bunch of these bags for the shop, and I just love this one. So I nabbed it right up. And then I've gotten some yarn. I had ordered a couple of skeins from Mustache Yarn, and she is an epic self-striping dyer, but I saw one colorway I really wanted to have. I am a gamer, but I am not like a serious gamer. Like, I don't game all the time. But one game I love is Stardew Valley, and I saw her sample of this colorway knit up, and I knew I had to have it. So Mustache Yarn always comes in two 50 grams. So here is one, you can see. And I mean, by itself, it's gorgeous. So that is half of what you get. But I immediately cranked up the first one. And here it is. Now, if you've ever played Stardew Valley, I mean, this is right on the money. This is right on the money. So, I mean, the little clouds on those blue ones is just perfection. I love this, and I can, with 50 grams, get a pair of socks. I don't need them to match exactly where I cut them. I'm okay with this. So I'm super excited. I love this so much. And so then I'm just gonna keep the other one in my stash for now, for later. Yeah. But since I was ordering from her, I saw another colorway that I thought was very pretty, and this one is called Wool Gatherer's Walk. And here is the color on that. And again, it looks like it's one skein, but it's two 50-gram skeins twisted up together. So this is 250-gram, and they do have must-match pairs. So if I would have cranked this one and cranked this one, it'd be exactly matching. But I don't like tall socks, so this is plenty for a pair of socks for me. I'm a women's size 9. I love these so much. So I got that. And then you saw that I had cast on March Sock Yarn Society colorway. And sometimes when Lori is dyeing, she now has a mood board for each colorway that she goes by. But sometimes in the middle of dyeing, she's like, nope, that didn't turn out exactly how I wanted. So actually this time, before she got to the final product, she dyed 2 small batches of the March colorway beforehand. And she didn't like either one of them. But Anna and I both loved one of them. And so she batches in 5. She dyes in batches of 5. And so Anna and I each bought 2 skeins of this yarn that did not become the March colorway. Now, this isn't usually skeined up like we usually do. I just kind of twisted it with my hands because I didn't need a label and all that. But here it is. So it's coming across more yellowy, but it's kind of more like a grayish brown colorway, the main color. And then with the bright blue teal, and then like the brown coppery and some green. So I got 2 skeins, and right now we'll see what happens. But Anna and I are both like, well, if we each buy 2 fingering weight skeins, we could each make a Tolsta tank top and have matching Tolsta tank tops. So we'll see if that happens. That may be another future cast on, but that I am happy to have that yarn. And that is it. Yeah, that is it. I feel like there's something else that I'm forgetting, and I will remember when I'm editing. But that is it for the makes. So I've been forgetting, because I didn't write it down in my notes, to have a gratitude section. So today, to end the podcast, my gratitude is I'm thankful for being patient to let my mojo come back. And what I mean by that is I've seen lots of people that miss their mojo and then get upset or whatever. I'm like, you know what? It's okay. I'm just gonna let it ride. And I did knit dishcloth, so it wasn't like I wasn't knitting at all. I still had mojo, just not for any of my projects. So, and sometimes it's like that. Life just takes us on ups and downs, and we just have to enjoy the ride. We're just going along with it. So I'm thankful that I got through it. I actually figured out what was causing my mojo drain, which was a personal thing I'm not going to go into, but after something had come and gone and I realized, I'm like, oh, I woke up the next morning and I'm like, I want to knit this and I want to get this out and I want to knit this and I want to spin, and I'm like, oh, I guess my mojo's back. So that was a nice feeling to wake up like that. But I hope everyone is doing very well and that you are doing good in your makes and enjoying them. And if not, don't worry, it'll come back. Just remember, this is a slow craft, and just enjoy it and go along with it and enjoy the ride. And I'm so happy you came by. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in a few weeks. Bye.